You know nothing. 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 You know nothing.
We gon' shine, my nigga. Let's get it. The illest. Never let them tell you no. Say yes, I will. Never let them say you won't. Say yes, I will. Damn right. Fuck you, pay me what you owe. I bet you will. Let's get it, my nigga. Never give up on your goals. I never will. Keep telling y'all niggas, man. I ain't going nowhere. Right here.
Shout out to the barbershop.
Okay.
If you ever in the Gatesburg area, slide through King's Quarters.
Yeah, that shit ride. The visual set it off. Like my
That joint
my
clean.
shorty always
The video make the song 10 times better.
yeah, my shorty always say that the video can either make or break the make or break the song.
For sure.
Like I mean, for her, she always looking like, oh, he ugly, I don't like the song no more. That's how she look at shit. But I just look at like the vibe of the, you know what I mean, the whole vibe of the artist and everything. And for real, man, like all I gotta say, yo, for real, is just stick to that shit, yo. Like don't
like
music, yo, just music and doing the entertainment shit, yo. Cause nobody makes it to where they want to be quitting and shit. That's all that shit do is.
oh, believe it. It gets hard sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But,
is all it is do is make regrets.
oh yeah.
But at the same time, what you also gotta do is in your journey see where you fit in best at too,
Yeah.
and what you best at. Because sometimes you find out that you better at some things than other things while you working on that one thing. You know what I
I
mean?
definitely want to touch on that when we go when we start recording too.
Oh, we already recording.
Oh, we recording?
Yeah, we recording already.
You ain't telling me.
And with that in mind, this another installment.
Cold intro.
This is another installment of the You Know Nothing John show. You know what I mean? And on the Broken TV channel. And today I got my man Tim Lewis here with me.
Yo.
Most definitely, and he is another manifestation of my online friends or whatever. You know what I mean? As a lot of people that I talk to about what we doing right here, that's kind of like what kind of sparked me to do this format the way that I'm doing it is spend a lot of times, like sometimes we interact with a certain group of people online on a daily basis and for more hours than we do our regular friends, the people we grow up, the people that we know face to face. So
Exactly.
and one thing I found was like these personalities are entertaining to me. You know what I mean? Online. Like sometimes there are times that I'll be intending to do something else entertaining, like watch TV or something like that. And I find myself inside of these Facebook groups not doing the other entertainment that I was doing, getting more entertainment out of doing that than I do on the watching TV or whatever. So I figure that if we can find a way to share those same personalities with the world, we can do something. You know what I mean? So that's really like was kind of the motivation. Plus me watching and listening to a lot of podcasts, and I see that I can fit into that space in that area or whatever. Give some shout outs real quick. I want to give a shout out to our TST fam. You know what I mean? The group, the Facebook group that my man Tim right here met in. Also to my man Garrett G. Collins. What's up, homie? And the rest of my fans. I'm not good with the shout out joint. So you know what I mean? If I got love for you, you got love for me. Shout out. You got any specific shout outs that you want to give, Tim?
Shout out TST. You know what I'm saying? Holding it down, always supporting me and my music. Y'all always keep it honest. Always supporting, man. Appreciate y'all. We always have a good time. Always have some laughs. Always cutting up and stuff.
Most definitely.
Shout out, of course, fam, friends, other supporters and fans of my music as well. You know what I'm saying? Moco, G-Berg, Germantown, stand up. Y'all here, and illustration coming soon.
All right, and coming into the show, I'm gonna make sure I edit that in. We were watching Tim's video. That the video was that the title track?
Yes.
No,
No. The title of the album, the actual project is called Illustration. That's illustration with an E, not a U. How it's traditionally spelled.
Right.
You know, like, as you know, I can always call myself the illest.
Right.
And I'm an artist, so you know, I'm always painting the picture. You know, through my music and
Right.
stuff.
So combo.
The song that we were just playing, the video we just playing, Never Say Never.
Okay.
You know, the video that we was watching just now is like sort of like setting a day in the life type of setting. You know what I'm saying? Go from like, you know, from the barbershop, you know, to riding down to the show, to the venue to perform and stuff. You know, and we also had fellow Baltimore rapper Comp, who made a little brief cameo in the video. Make sure y'all go check that out on my YouTube channel. Just, you know, search Tim Lewis on YouTube.com. You know, you'll find that Never Say Never, as well as other videos and stuff too.
Right, and the link for the video is definitely going to be in the
For sure.
It's going to be in the comment section, or what y'all know what I'm talking about. It's going to be available on the bottom of this video every time it get posted.
Oh yeah.
To the link for Tim's video.
Yeah, make sure y'all subscribe too. You know, that way y'all can get hip to all the latest content that's getting posted up there. You know.
Right. And you gonna have to mind the sunglasses. You don't mind talking to me with the sunglasses
Man,
on.
man, this your show, man. Do your thing.
All right, because that's something that I do. You know what I mean? As a part of being my image too. You know what I mean? Also, my eyes get fucked up when I get to smoking, so I don't want to get known for being the baggy eyed bandit on the MIC and on the video. Like when I first came around here, like I've been in this specific neighborhood. I'm not from around here, so I've been in this specific neighborhood. I say for about close to 10 years now, cause my partner that you'll hear me making a lot of music with, that was on that the song with me, that the verse on the song with me. We got a spot around the corner where like the original studio where we was recording at is around the corner. He still kept that place as like a little a spot or whatever. But came around here about 10 years ago. Like that's what kind of people knew me for was the glasses. You know what I mean? Like I was on some old different shit anyway. Like I call that my swag era. You know what I mean? Like I had little Benz. You know what I mean, or whatever. Had the glasses on. Like people, I ain't seen you with the glasses on in a while. You know what I mean? Shit like that. But that's just a part of my little thing or whatever. Plus the light start bothering my eyes, and when I know when I get the brighter lights, it's gonna be even worse. So just try to blend it into the character. But I still like to ask people, do they mind talking to somebody with some sunglasses on or whatever.
I mean, shoot, The Rock did it for years when he was a wrestler, so you know.
Right? Yeah. I like that little wrestling era.
Oh yeah, the Attitude Era was definitely the best.
You know, what is it called?
The Attitude Era. You know, like WWF. Back then, you know, for those y'all.
You said the Action Era?
Attitude Era.
Oh, the Attitude Era.
So,
okay.
Yeah, so I know it's a couple people that's probably watching like who don't even watch wrestling or whatever like that. So back in the day, in the like late '90s, early 2000s, you know, wrestling was like as big as it can be. I'm sure you probably remember, you know. I'm sure everybody knows who The Rock is. They know Stone Cold Steve Austin, you know, Undertaker. But yeah, back then, you know, the Attitude Era, back when WWE used to be WWF because they got sued by...
I remember that whole thing.
They got sued by the Wildlife Foundation or whatever.
The World Wildlife Federation or something like that.
Yeah, so they didn't want to be associated with wrestling, so they, you know, sued them. You know, I'm like, how you gonna get the Wildlife Foundation, whatever, like that?
I think they just wanted the money. So
yeah, they just being petty.
They just wanted the money.
But you know, they changed the name. You know, went from World Wrestling Federation to World Wrestling Entertainment. You know, simple change, but unnecessary at the same time. But I feel like when they did that, it was like the end of an era. Because back in the Attitude Era, I'm talking about from '97 to 2003. That was like the best time. You know.
Yeah, it was WWF my whole time coming up. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But I think when 'cause I got years on you. When the biggest and the best era to wrestling for me was this is when I was in middle school, and I guess that makes sense because that's when young boys like wrestling the most. You know what I mean? Like the middle school ages or whatever. But when I was in middle school, it was the height of the it wasn't even called the WWE. I mean, it wasn't even called.
It was still WWF back then, probably.
No, but it was the other. It was NWA that turned into WCW. Mm-hmm. So that was my wrestling. That's the wrestling that I really messed with. You know, Ric Flair, Ravishing Rick Rude when he was still over there. Like, really, they got a lot of those characters end up going to the WWE. I think it was more money for them in the WWE, so that's why a lot of them switched over.
Yeah, until Ted Turner took over. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He bought them out and, got them a TV deal on TNT.
Right.
You're kind of seeing, like, history repeat itself now. I mean, I don't know if you follow wrestling nowadays, but...
You talking about that other joint that be on the commercials?
Yeah, AEW, All Elite Wrestling. That's the like.
What's the other one that I see on the commercial? I think they come on.
That's the one they show on TNT.
All right, so they got one on TNT.
Yeah,
they got another one that I seen that look like they go hard. I don't know if it's Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor's still around,
but it's another one.
Actually, you mentioned NWA. NWA's still going. They back.
Oh, so they got they
yeah.
in the,
I'm not sure what channel exactly. I got hit my.
They like the Sith. They like in the shadows and shit.
Yeah, NWA and I heard they pretty good too. You know what I'm saying? They banging out. They got some bangers out there.
Right.
Let me see. TNA. Well, now it's Impact Wrestling. That's still a thing. Yeah, it's a lot. Like, for a while, at least this whole decade, it was mostly WWE that was dominating. It was
so who got the best talent? Who got the best talent outside of the WWE?
Outside of the WWE?
Yeah, who would you say got the what's the next best wrestling joint? Because the other ones actually look better. Like, when I see the commercials, I never watch their matches, but when I see the advertisement for their matches, that should look way better than WWE to me.
Oh, yeah. I would say, because I mean, I don't watch a whole lot of them. Like, I watch a lot of wrestling, but not a lot of them. Like, you got a whole lot. It's a lot of wrestling. You think it's not them? Everybody thinks it's just WWE. Like, the casual fans, they think it's WWE. Right. No, it's like more than that. You got New Japan Pro Wrestling. You got, they got wrestling in Mexico. They call it AAA. Right. The Lucha Libre and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You follow that.
That should look exciting when I see that.
Yeah, but I think for me, for the best talent outside WWE would have to be, of course, the rival competition. The second biggest wrestling promotion in the which AEW.
Oh, AEW.
So,
right.
Yeah.
What does AEW stand for?
All Elite Wrestling.
All right. No, I'm not even familiar with that.
I mean,
well, all right, but we done with the wrestling shit though. I'm just letting you know that we good. We good on the wrestling.
Oh yeah.
But it's something that now that I got you here, because this we going back into hip hop now. It's something that I wanted to discuss with an artist that comes from like the let's say like the type of area that you come from. Like it's definitely a lot different now than when I was like around the same age and I had like a different view of what I can do in the music industry. But still, like you from Gaithersburg, right?
Yeah.
From Gaithersburg.
Montgomery County.
Right. So coming from like a place like Montgomery County, of what how people view places like Montgomery County, like a suburban type area. So
they always say like we bougie or
whatever. Right, and you rich. Because I mess with you all the time about that. But that's one thing that you run into when you run into like when you in the urban area and you come from the suburban area. You know what I mean? People act like we can probably get into this a little later, but people act like it's a negative coming from a positive household. You know what I mean? Like people down there carry like it's something wrong with that. But we gonna get back to that. Yep. But coming from a place like Gaithersburg and coming into the hip hop scene, like, do you feel as though you feel any kind of like that's an obstacle for you? Like, where you come from is an obstacle? Do you feel like that?
Not really. I mean, Logic, you know what I'm saying? Like, he really blew up. He came from Gaithersburg. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I live not too far from his old neighborhood. Right. On West Deer Park. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, Wale, he's also from Gaithersburg. He went to Quince Orchard High School.
Yeah, see, I never knew Wale was from Gaithersburg because he always rep D.C.
Yeah, like everybody, he probably got relatives in D.C. You know what I'm saying? That's common. Like, people in Montgomery County, PG County got people that they know, relatives in D.C.
Most definitely.
But, Wale, he graduated high school from Quince Orchard. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Well, that's cool though. Plus, it's funny that like you immediately.
Yeah, I just don't see
mentioned-
it as an obstacle. You know what I'm saying? I just for me.
No, that's cool because that I see that you immediately like you reference logic, and that's the importance of anything in life of somebody like paving the way, like somebody showing that damn, if they can do it, I know I can do it, or somebody from my area did it, so I know people can be receptive to, you know what I mean. So really, what you have to do is you have to attack Logic's fan base, you know what I mean, because you know that's already a fan base that's kind of like receptive to that, and because the reason I mention it is like, you know what I mean, ever since I've been a hip hop fan, that's always been important to me and the people that been the listeners that been around me is where's that artist from and what, you know what I mean, where they rapping, and all right, now I want to hear the story about where they come from, how they came from, you know what I mean. And with that being said, this is something that I'm wanting to get across to you in your artistry, is to completely rap who you are and what you from and where you from, you know what I mean. Fuck the fact that, you know what I mean, is a cliche hip hop story that you gotta be from a broken home and you had to have problems in your home and you were stretched out and all that stuff. You know what I mean? I wanna see, you know what I mean, a rapper succeed that can tell that suburban story about, you know what I mean, my life wasn't that bad. You know what I mean? I got everyday problems, but you know what I mean, I want to see somebody glorify how they grew up.
Yeah,
for once.
Yeah, I never talk about, you know, something that I never experienced. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can't. That's
Right.
anybody, right? You can't talk about something you don't know.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? I can't talk about, you know, the streets or slanging dope or whatever in my songs because I never experienced it. I never had to go through that.
Well, I mean, not even necessarily the slanging dope story, because that's another, you know, hip hop cliche. But just, you know what I mean,
but here's the thing.
Childhood strife, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Everybody can relate to it. I'm sure everybody at some point in their life has been broke before, right?
Right.
So yeah, that's an easy topic that's relatable, you know, to everybody all across the board. You know,
Right.
even rich people have been broke before. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Before they got rich. You know, so I'm like, that's an easy topic, something to talk about. You know, I try to talk about things that are relatable to people, but you know, not so far out in the distance. And stuff,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So,
All right, but see, this at some point in time, right? You gotta. When I say certain things, is not math, science, in the Bible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can only go from my perspective and where what I see, where I seen me go wrong, where I seen other people go wrong, and at some point in time, you gotta reach a threshold to where as though that your art is a complete reflection of you. It can be a super personification of you. When I say that, what I mean is, all right, when you had to like listen to my music to hear what I'm talking about, but like John Mickens is a super personification of me. You know what I mean? So when I'm macking in my music, that's a super personification of how I've handled my love life at certain points in time. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is, that's why I say, like, I want to see an artist. I'm not even saying you do this, but I want to see an artist for once glorify having a nice upbringing the same way niggas always stress how fucked up their childhood was. Like, I think it could be magic in that shit, because there's niggas out here that can relate to that shit. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
Like, I want to tell you, like, one of the best, the hardest song that Wayne ever made to me was Stunting Like My Daddy. That was one of his hardest songs to me. You know what I mean? Because I could relate to that shit. You know what I mean? For once, somebody didn't make a song like My Father Not in My Life. For once, somebody made a song said, I'm stunting like my father. I'm stunting like my role model. You know what I'm saying? So that song was like, it was actually kind of special to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Cause I could actually relate to that. I want to see more of that, because like, honestly, yo, for real, like, I don't know many black men that's not in their children's life. Either they live with them or they with them on a regular basis. Like I know some, I know some people. Like if I dig further in their life, I can find out that they're not really in their kids' life that much. But for most part, like my circles and the people I know about, they be having these kids with them. You know what I mean? They were in their kids' life. So a lot of times when people run that narrative, yo, that shit like it don't even really calculate to me. You know what I mean? It's just as bad down south Baltimore with them white boys than it is with any black people to me. So like I really don't even rock with that. But that's all I was saying. Like I always wanted to get across to you that, you know what I mean, as much as you know what I mean, like I make the little rich kid swipes at you sometimes. I relate to you more than we different, y'all. You understand what I'm saying? Like my story might be a little different. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't have my father was incarcerated, you know what I mean, most of my formative years, like between 6 and 21. But he's been home longer now than he was locked up. You know what I mean? And my mother and father stayed together. So my father still raised me. He raised me from prison, but he still raised me. You know what I mean? And when he came home, he fucked it up so good when he came home. He damn near made it like he never left. Like he bought my mother house, all that stuff. You know what I mean? So, and he taught me so many lessons. So I can relate to you more than, you know what I mean, we different, yo. So I just be picking with you sometimes on that shit.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, look, everybody has a different path. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I know a lot of times, like, we let social media and trends and stuff dictate how we think and how we feel and all that stuff, what we supposed to do. I'm like, just do you, fam. You know, everybody got a different path that they walk. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, we got different paths.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, the same journey. Like, I had both my parents in my life. You know, unfortunately, you know, my mother passed when I was 16.
Yeah.
So my father had to take the full responsibility. But, you know, I still, for most of my life, you know, most of my formative, my childhood, you know, I had both my parents.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever addressed that in your art?
Yes. Yes, I have. In my older music, I definitely have in my Timmy G days.
Right.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to bring up my mother too much because I don't want to feel like I'm exploiting her and stuff like that. You know, sometimes people do it for like propaganda, you know, like for money or sympathy or whatever. Like that.
That's why I said have you addressed it in your art?
Yes,
because
I have in the past. And
and sorry for interrupt you. I was saying that specifically to see have you vented yet in your music, not even to sell it. Like have you got it out your system within your art yet? You know what I mean? That's really what I was saying. You know what I mean?
I feel like I have. I mean, it's like when I first did that song. You probably won't hear it. I mean, it's so old. I probably took it down by now, but it's just like when I recorded that, and I recorded at my man Choppy Chop studio. He might remember. It's just like it was just raw emotion. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like screaming in the mic because I was just so frustrated. You know what I'm saying? My man Donnie Breeze, he might remember. Shout out my man Donnie Breeze. You know, he might remember too. You know, because I haven't recorded a song with that much passion like that. Even though, I get busy. Don't get it twisted. But a song like that, you know what I'm saying? I had to go to a place that, you know, I really didn't want to go to. It's just, I don't know, it just took me to a place that was just uncomfortable. But, you know, I had to find that feeling somewhere to get, you know, let that emotion out because it was just like a weight on my shoulders. So I had to talk about it. So will I talk about her again? Will I bring her up? Of course, maybe references here and there, like a full song about her. Maybe that's possible too. You know, I got plans for this next project. Like as I mentioned, illustration coming soon. You know, it's illustration with an E, not a U, how it's traditionally spelled. You know, but I got plans for the next project. So we'll see what happens.
Right. Yeah. And definitely, I'm trying to do something with you on your next project. But
for sure, let me know.
What I really want you to do, I want you to do something with my son. You know what I mean?
Oh.
I want you to do something with my son. You know what I mean? Like he got a lot of potential. I just want him to like spread his wings artistically. Like ironically, like the funny part is I'm like a little more like in tune with the new shit than he is. You know what I mean? Like he mess with hip hop and rap, but he really into, like I said, that John Legend, like R&B
and stuff.
Ed Sheeran, like and I try to get him to explore some of the classic stuff too. You know what I mean? and I try to get him in doing some reggae roots type stuff. You know what I mean? So that
You say you sing, right? Or does he rap, or does he do both?
nah, he don't rap. He just straight sings. Like he
Okay.
can play he plays the keyboard and the bass. He just picked the bass up probably a couple months ago, but he getting pretty good at it.
Okay. Might
But,
be the next Prince or something out here.
I'm trying to see where it go. What I'm trying to do is be a little more hands offish and let him like kind of like develop in his own space. And what I do is when I got an idea that I think is good, I just grab him and be like, do this for me, you know what I mean? Or like, oh, sing this. Like that's how I got the the couple joints that I got. But for the most part, I want to see where this go as far as like him developing his own like his own little thing. You know what I mean? Definitely planning for us to do like a complete project, but it's just gotta come like when it come for real. You know what I mean? But my grandmother just passed recently, and
sorry to hear that.
she said that she wanted me and him to make some music together. So that's something that I'm gonna make sure that we can get done.
Oh, sure.
But we was rapping about a couple of things earlier. I think we were talking about some of the hottest artists of this last year, and also the hottest artists of this
Decade?
this last decade also. And when I say artists, I mean right now we talking about hip hop right now, because if we were to get into other genres that are just
Be here all day.
that'll be here all day. So I'm gonna say this last year, the last year was just obvious that it was the Baby and Megan, like for this last year, who was the hottest. I would have to sit and think about a whole top 10 list, but we can just go from there, like who was the hottest of this last year. And I'm gonna say the Baby was on fire. Every time I look at somebody coming out with a new project or something, everybody got the Baby feature on their joint. You know what I mean? I mean the kid is everywhere. Like he just one of those dudes that if you don't like him, it's too bad at this point, because you just going
You just here.
it's gonna be somebody you don't like that you're gonna see all the time.
You just
know
gotta
what I mean?
deal with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's his universe right now at the moment, so we just live
Right.
in it. You just gotta live in it right now. Deal with
Right.
it.
And he got as far as rappers, he got the rapper Holy Trinity.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because we was talking about earlier.
Yeah, but let me finish this thought off. He got the rapper. He has the rappers Holy Trinity. You know what I mean? I hate people. This street too is a residential street, and the people be flying up here.
Oh, okay.
And then yo got the Fast and the Furious shit. Nobody in the hood got no Fast and the Furious shit, yo, making all that noise. But
Got that nitrous.
he got the Holy Trinity. He got his music. You know what I mean? Whether people like it or not, he's a good rapper,
Yeah.
and he makes good songs. So the masses like him. So that's what matters. Not who like him, but the masses fuck with him. So he got good music. He got a backstory that comes with street credibility. You know what I mean? Which you can buy it, you can manufacture it, but it's all about whether the people buy it. You know what I mean? And the people have bought into the stuff that he's done. You know what I mean? The one thing looked like it was staged to me when the dude got snuffed in the store, but all the other stuff is just too verifiable. You know what I mean? He laid a nigga down to try to rob him. Once you do that, once you lay a nigga down to try to rob you, your street credibility is cemented at that point in time. And the other one is the chicks like him. You know what I mean?
That's the one.
And
That's
if
what you
you
need.
can, if the chicks like you and the dudes still accept you, you golden. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't think he a drug addict. You know what I mean?
Nah.
If he do pop, he not one of the dudes that is affecting his speech. You know what I mean? He's coherent in every interview, eyes clear. So I think he's just a smoker drinker. You know what I mean? That got that under control. You know what I mean? So if you can do all of those things, you know what I mean, and you golden at that point in time. That's like the Holy Trinity, like the trifecta of rappers. You know what I mean? Like this nigga Gucci Man with skills. You know what I mean? This not my comp, but I'm just talking about how Gucci got that street credibility. he Gucci man with skills, and he not a drug addict. You know what I'm saying? And I do give him a little comp with Gucci how people starting to talk about him. Other rappers starting to talk about the interactions with him and the cat Stunner for Vegas that he got up under him. The way he talk about him. He talks about the baby the same way cats talk about Gucci. You know what I mean? And Gucci just got a relationship with them cats that's just undeniable. You know what I mean? He the real king for real down in that area. T.I. can say what he want, but Gucci the real king down in that area. But we was talking earlier about a comp that you had, and it was real interesting because I never heard that one before.
I mean, look, for those of y'all that are listening or watching, however you tuning in, it might be some people that might agree, might be some people that
Man,
disagree.
just talk, man.
All right. So,
we pardon. See,
so we was talking earlier, and I was listening to the baby. I just started listening to the baby recently, and I'm like, dude, kind of nice. You know, he nice for real. He got some joints, and the comparison I made was he kind of got a mixture of like Big Daddy Kane and Juvenile. You know, and you also brought up Ludacris.
yeah, I brought up Luda
So-
because of his visuals. Like his videos remind me of Luda. His subject matter, other than the shoot niggas. Luda ain't shoot niggas, but he did fight niggas in his music. So like the beating niggas up, the fucking with the chicks. You know what I mean? All that stuff and Lil Party vibe.
Ooh, bitch, get out
Right.
of the way.
The
bitch.
clarity of his voice, that reminds me of Luda. Like he don't come off like Luda, but his video, like how his videos vibe, you know what I mean? And it's somebody else that I just mentioned earlier. Oh, yeah, throw Gucci in there too. You know what I mean? You saw a little mixture of Gucci in there too.
Now that you brought up Gucci, like, because I mentioned also that he got like 2 albums out this year.
Right.
So like, in Gucci, he got Gucci got mad work ethic. Like,
Right.
Gucci used to drop a mixtape once a month. You know what I'm saying? At one point. So like,
See, that's the thing about I'm going back into my rap nerd A&R mode. See, that's the thing about like once you hit, right? Because you have people like some people criticism of the baby is like, oh, all his songs sound the same. You understand what I'm saying? Like he got a couple of them, like that intro got a different vibe to it, but for the most, he got that beat. Whoever make his beats, he used like a specific producer a lot, and he got that same that same flow.
yeah.
But when you first coming out and you nailing down what you are, who you are, you constantly gotta tell people who the fuck you are. You understand what I'm saying? Especially once you hot, because you know the formula that people fucking with you with for. So you gotta constantly tell them who you are, what I'm about, who I am, what I'm about, what I do to you. You know what I mean? That's what he doing. There's a formula of nailing that shit down in the people's heads. And plus, little kids don't care. They'll listen to that style until somebody else come out that they like better. You know what I mean?
Kids will wear that shit out.
They will wear it out. Once you become Baby Shark to them, once you become the middle school, elementary school version of Baby Shark, you know what I mean? Because that's all it is Baby Shark, and you know what I mean? It's Baby Shark and on a different mental level for adults, you know what I mean?
And look, we were kids once, like, you know, the hot new song. I'm not sure, you know, what depending on your era, but I know my era, you know, like when I was in middle school, the South was running shit. You know, early 2000s. You know, like we was coming out the bling bling era, or whatever like that. And you know, Dirty South was taking over. You know, Lil Jon,
So
David Banner.
You talking about the crunk era?
Yeah, the crunk era. Like T.I. was just coming up, and Jeezy and them, and then we transitioned to the trap.
Right.
So like, some new song come up. Look, kids and women, they dictate if you hot. You know what I'm saying? Because look, kids, they gonna blast that shit regardless. Whatever sounds good to them, that's what the radio gonna play. Women, the main ones calling to the radio station requesting to hear the song. They go to the shows, the concerts. They go in droves too.
Yeah, well, see the radio station now.
Radio's not like what it used to.
Yeah, plus they not even dictated off of like people calling in no more. They looking at the internet statistics. That's what they're looking at.
But back in the day,
back in the day, yeah, back in the day when
like maybe
when the
10,
radio
15
was
years
necessary.
ago or something.
Yeah, because there's rappers and artists getting rich right now that's not even getting played on the radio at
yeah.
all. You
Oh,
know what
yeah.
I mean? Like you gotta go super viral to make it
Oh,
on the
yeah.
radio now,
Yeah.
or be an artist. You know what I mean? One of those artists that whenever they bring a new single out, it gets spent out down there automatic. The ones with the show enough machine behind them. You know what I mean? And that's just how I always felt. Like I would the way I make music. You know what I mean? If I was ever going to be a star, you know what I mean, within the pocket of time where it was available for me to be, I would have still had to have a machine behind me because, kind of like my personality is not one that can sell itself. You know what I mean? I would need somebody. I would people to help me sell it. You know what I mean? What I was trying to get across in my artistry. You know what I mean? But now, you know what I mean, the game just it's so weird now.
And nowadays, you don't even need management. You can just do it all yourself. I mean, you probably to an extent, you probably still need management. You do need somebody backing you, like a couple dudes, promoting you on the street. A couple people, promoting you on the internet. On all your social media that's handling all that.
You
really need a team, but you can do it yourself if you got a plan. You gotta have a plan though. That's
You
the thing.
you need that. You need that once you hit, or you gotta have it ready to go
Yeah.
when you hit. You know what I mean? Because it's still about the reception of the people to you. You know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah.
like it's just so weird because you can't just be good and roll up on a record label and be like, I'm good. You know what I mean?
It's
Because
like-
they're not
it's
putting money in.
There's like 50 other people waiting, get their shot.
Yeah, because they're not investing money in the artist development. So back in the day, you know what I mean, an A&R or somebody or a producer can have a vision. Like they see an artist and they got a vision like, oh, I know that you can be hot. That's all you need is this label. You know what I mean? It don't work like that no more. They're not investing in unknown commodity. They rather invest in some untalented trash that's selling already than somebody that's the greatest talent that they ever met in their life that they have to sell. You know what I mean? So you know how that go.
Yeah.
But who would you say are the top? We had the baby. Is the baby hot enough in that 1 year span, 1.5 year span for him to be one of the top artists of the decade in your eyes?
I mean,
Now I'm gonna let you know this is gonna be hard to do without already thinking about it, unless you already got 10 your 10 already.
I mean, I had my 10 of the decade ready, but
Right. So you
as far
already
as
got your 10 of the decade. Ready.
yeah, 10. As far as 10 of this last year, because I don't look.
We're not gonna do the 10 of the last year. We're gonna
But as far as my number one, because I don't know if I could do 10 of this last year, but I would say probably Megan.
So you say Megan over
Because
say
for
Megan
me,
over the baby.
yeah, I mean, I heard the baby's name brought up a lot, but I just recently started listening to him. But I've been hearing his name a lot. Another person's name I've been hearing a lot is Roddy Ricch. I don't know if you heard of him.
Yeah, I've been hearing him a lot. Let me slide through here real quick so we don't lose.
I guess you can edit this out.
I might try to keep it natural too. But I've been hearing Roddy Ricch lately, and he got a hot sound. I like Roddy Ricch. He got a song with I think Mustard.
Okay.
You know what song I'm talking about?
I don't think so.
Yeah, we had to check it out. He got a song with Mustard. Like Shorty got he's a melodic rapper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he a melodic rapper. So yeah, Shorty hot, but he wasn't buzzing like the baby this past year though.
Nah, but I mean,
Like he might be next up
Nah,
going
nah.
in the 2020.
Oh yeah, 2020. He got a chance, but I'm just saying he's like another one whose name I've been hearing a lot.
Yeah. I definitely been hearing
Just
Shorty
this year.
name.
But for me, it would be like Megan, because last year like it was Cardi. Cardi was everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But this year I think Megan got it.
Well, I'll say for women, or for whatever we gonna call them,
FemC.
FemC, that's a good one. For the FemCs, I'll say she got it. But you definitely think she was bigger than the baby? I mean, the baby this past year.
I would say yes. In my opinion, I would say bigger than Baby. That's just me, in my opinion. You know.
I mean,
She had
could be
pretty
true.
she had a pretty good year. You know.
No, she had an awesome year.
Yeah.
But I know they're the two rappers though. Period.
Yeah,
Like they're the two new rappers on the scene that really took a grip on the game.
I mean, now we just talking about like
She ain't even dropped an album yet. Did she?
She did this past summer.
No, I don't think she dropped I don't think she dropped her debut album yet, y'all.
Her
Look it up.
official album.
Yeah.
She just dropped the album. That wasn't her official.
Unless
the one
she-
she just dropped.
Unless she just dropped it within like the last month or so.
Nah, she dropped the album like June or May or whatever.
Nah, that wasn't her album.
That wasn't the official debut.
Cause you remember she had just signed with like Rock Nation around that time.
So the one she dropped this summer, the one
It's probably a mixtape. All I seen was that Hot Girl Summer shit. Like the Hot Girl Summer, all I seen was her advertising the Hot Girl Summer.
yeah, I think
so,
it was called Hot Girl Fever, right? Yeah.
yeah, I think that was probably a mixtape.
No, it was called Fever. I think it was just called Fever.
Fever, yeah.
Fever. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think that might have been official mixtape. I don't think that was her official project because
Wow.
they still talking about her official project coming
Okay.
up. Because when she dropped that official project for real, it can't be like her mixtape. She got to hit like Cardi did, cause Cardi had her stripper fight music on her mixtape run or whatever. You know what I mean? Her Kodak Black type shit, Bodak Yellow type shit. Previous to that, but when her album dropped, she fucked everybody head up with that album.
Yeah,
that shit was versatile.
Surprise of Shaz Me too.
Right, that shit was versatile. Had different types of vibes on there. So Mega can't come with all pussy talk on the album, pussy talk stripper fight music. She can't do it, yo.
She got to really like expand and explore.
Yeah.
Different type of.
And I got that stripper fight music shit off of watching Love and Hip Hop one time. It was a chick on there. What was her name? Jessica Dime Piece. It was one of the few chicks that niggas know off of Love and Hip Hop. Jessica Dime Piece. And she was making music. Like it sounds just like Megan music. Texas ex stripper.
Oh, and by the way, I don't watch Love and Hip Hop, but Bruce said I look like one of the dudes off Love and Hip Hop with dreads. I don't know who he is. I never watched the show.
What's that?
What's his name?
I forgot.
You keep
your
saying I
name,
look
though.
like him. I keep seeing the picture. I'm like, who is this dude?
What's that cat name, yo?
I don't know.
I don't know, but once I remember his name, I'm gonna put this picture next to this nigga, and y'all gonna laugh y'all ass off. But one of the chicks said she made stripper fight music, and that shit just fit perfect, yo. Like in that genre, that's exactly what Megan and Cardi made. It was stripper fight music, you know what I mean? But yeah, she can't do her album with stripper fight music. She kind of like. She gotta get down with a whole bunch of different types of producers and do something to at least try to match Cardi's first album, yo. Cause she that first album, that shit was nice, yo. Like I can't even deny musically that it was nice.
And because Megan